Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Pocono Raceway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. We're finally in the home state of Wawa here this week, and excited for this one and the Cup race on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun here at the Tricky Triangle, and we're here for 10 laps of action around this 2.5 mile speedway. It's going to be a very interesting race here, especially considering all the championship implications we have, especially with the top two drivers in points starting in the top two rows right there, or should I say the top two positions. Sam and Oskin are points leader by 18 points ahead of Skylar Taylor coming into this race, but Skylar, they start on the pole position. It's going to be interesting to see how the field shakes up here today. Join alongside someone who has won the Cup race here before. As a matter of fact, the last time we had a Cup race here, he went to victory lane. It's Thomas Troxel. Great to finally have you in the booth. I'm surprised it's taken us this long to get to this point because you've been racing on the channel since the beginning almost, but you've won here before. It's going to be a very interesting race, a very tricky track, no pun intended there. What do these guys need to do to get to victory lane here today, the Pocono Raceway?
Well, before I get into any of that, I'm finally glad to be in the booth here with you. It's been 8 years since I've been racing on your channel, and I finally get a shot to come and co-commentate one of your races because I'm always in the main series. But, the track is a very difficult track. I would know I've won on it, and these drivers are going to have to go through a lot to be able to win and to be able to run good. Skylar Taylor, who's sitting second in points right now and starting in the pole, probably has this track figured out pretty well, but the tires get very, very worn through these few laps with 3 different corners, with 3 different types of baking taken from 3 different tracks. Indianapolis, Trenton, and I don't know the other one, but
Milwaukee.
It's a very difficult track to try to figure out how to drive throughout the race because there's 3 different corners and those 3 different straightaways, but hopefully these drivers will be able to figure it out pretty quickly and give us some entertaining racing.
Of course, Sprint Series has always been entertaining all year long. Of course, our last race in New Hampshire had 2 lead changes, so, it's going to be a lot of fun here at Pocono because this is a better track than New Hampshire, even in the game. No offense to New Hampshire. Great track over there. Had a great race last Saturday, but this has always been a classic track. Of course, in the home state of myself and Wawa. Great to be here in Pocono, Pennsylvania. This is how they line up in the point standings. Mentioned Sam at Oskin, the points leader, got 2,087 right now. He's got 18 ahead of Skylar Taylor right there. Avery Alford is 27 behind. Jim Finsenleff is 29 behind. You got Trey Bartow 36 behind. A tie there between Benny Moore and Joe Rutkowski. They're both 41 behind. Philip Torres is 44 behind. Cole Raymond 46 behind. And Bruno Diacomo 55 behind. Of course, with Oskin's 2 wins so far here in the Wawa Sprint Series chase, it's looking like he might be the guy to beat here. But Skylar Taylor, they could have an opportunity at the throwing Oskin here at the Pocono Raceway as they start on the pole position alongside that 75 of Sam and Oskin. And we got Philip Torres starting in 3rd alongside Avery Alford there in row number 2. Trey Bartow and Benny Moore, NS Racing teammates, in row number 3. Cole Raymond and Bruno Diacomo make up row number 4, and then Jim Finsenleff and Joe Rutkowski there in row number 5, whereas Finsenleff, pretty slow lap time last week there at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Then our drivers who signed up, we got the 01 machine here, that is Jason Luna. Not Luna Luna, but Jason Luna. Angel Gutierrez in the 56. 78 machine there, driven by, we'll get it up here, and we'll see a little pause on the screen, Brandon Yoel back in the Wawa Sprint Series, second start of the season. Got the 33 machine right alongside him. That's Cameron Lessard. Great to have Cameron Lessard back. He made the first 8 starts of the season and then hadn't seen him since. Richard Kingert in the 40 machine alongside a first-timer in Riley Snell in the 4. Got Dale Johnson the second there in the 05. Roy Ribbleton alongside, and then the 60 of Alex Rompas and the 7 machine there of Josh Harmon. Well, Thomas, you've won here before. I don't know how well you've been keeping up with the Sprint Series this season, but who do you think is going to go to victory lane here on the Tricky Triangle?
To be completely honest, it's a toss-up between anyone who could win here. I started somewhere deep in the field whenever I won, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to take someone that is starting deep in the field, and I will go with Trey Bartow.
He starts in the 5th position. That's not too deep. But hey, Bartow could definitely win his home state here in Pennsylvania.
It's deep for the for Pocono standards.
We'll just have to see how that is here. This version of Pocono is a lot of fun. We're going to see some passing here today, I feel like, and especially in the Cup race on Saturday. But Bartow, not a good start to this chase. He's 36 behind. Of course, a maximum of 24 points that you can get in a Sprint Series race. So he can't get the points lead here today, but a win would definitely get him closer. It's the 4th race of the chase. Only 7 races remain. Our Green Flag Racing in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. And it's a good jump there for Skylar Taylor on the inside. They got the help there from Philip Torres. Benny Moore moving down to the inside and 3 wide. Vincent left to the inside of Raymond and Diacomo right there. They're going to slide it up through the corner right here, and it could get a little dicey, but Philip Torres up to second as Skylar Taylor takes the race lead.
Taylor takes a strong drive into turn 1 and takes that race lead, but the 85 of Philip Torres right behind him. Here comes Trey Bartow, my race winner pick, going for the 3rd position on the inside of Samet Oskin. And don't look now behind that number 80. It's the number 96 of Benny Moore, also having a strong charge here through the field, as along with the number, what is that? The number 07 of Jim Vinchleff. I don't really know how to say their name correctly, but
Vincent left.
Vincent left. Okay.
And we got Bartow here looking on Philip Torres as Skylar Taylor leads lap number 1 here at Pocono, and a good run here for Trey Bartow. Oskin's falling back. This is quite interesting right here. Of course, Sam and Oskin grabbed the race victory in New Hampshire last week, won in Atlanta the week before. Has an 18-point lead, but the driver right behind him in points, currently leading this field. Of course, Skylar Taylor already with a bonus point. They're looking for their 4th win of the season. They would join Sam and Oskin as the only 2 drivers to win 4 races so far this year, if they can pull it off. Bartow looking for his 2nd win, only 1 at Charlotte, and he's been in all but 1 race this season, so kind of interesting season for Trey Bartow, but definitely a good run for him. Good run for this NS Racing team. Here comes Avery Alford on the inside. Cole Raymond to the inside of Oskin. Oskin continues to fall back on that outside lane.
Yeah, Oskin having a pretty bad start so far to this race, and their points competition is doing very well. Skylar Taylor, 18 points back, leading the race, and Trey Bartow also running in 2nd place. Here comes the 74 car of Avery Alford having a strong run here, running about 4th place, battling for 3rd there with the 96 of Benny Moore, and then rounding out your top 5 is Jim Vincentsleff in the 07, also having a strong run. All these drivers needed strong runs to try to catch that number 75 of Samet Oskin in the points, and they're just doing just that.
Oskin now running right behind Philip Torres in the 7th position. We'll have to see if he can work his way through the field here as this race goes along. We're only on lap number 3 of 10. It takes a while to get around this place, so 10 laps may seem like a short amount of time, but we got about 50-second laps here at Pocono, so going to still take us a little bit of time to get through this one. Bartow had a shot to the inside of Taylor, unable to get there, and got a single file for the majority of the field right now, but don't worry, we're definitely going to see passes, especially in the Cup race. Of course, a lot more of a dynamic over there with the driver ratings, but hey, we're going to see one right here. I feel like Bartow keeps on looking. They're all on the back bumper of this 45, and Bartow's going to have a bit of a push here from Avery Alford as they go through the tunnel turn, and here we go for the race lead. Trey Bartow to the inside of Skylar Taylor here on lap number 4. You know, the first time we ever came here in the Cup Series, Trey Bartow went the victory lane. So how about that? You won the last Cup race, Thomas. Bartow won the first one all the way back in the day before you even raced.
Yeah, you can see why I picked Trey Bartow after all. Maybe I shouldn't have made that deep in the field comment because he pretty much soared through the field and got straight to the lead here with the help from Avery Alford in the 74. Skylar Taylor's going to fall back to the 3rd position. And here comes the 85 of Philip Torres. Yes, Philip Torres in the 85, trying to make him look under the 07. But here comes Avery Alford in that Brant number 74, looking to the inside of Trey Bartow in the 80. A battle for the lead here as we go into the tunnel turn of turn 2.
Not going to be able to hold the inside. Benny Moore, however, looking to get it on Skylar Taylor. It's not been that good of a season, at least overall for Benny Moore. He won the first race of the season, and that has been it for Benny Moore, even though he's been in all but one race this season as well. Very interesting. They have not been able to get to victory lane too much in that 96 machine, but here he is looking on the inside of Skylar Taylor, and Skylar now falling back there on that 45 as Alfred's going to have another shot to the inside, going to try to take this lead away from Bartow like Bartow did to Taylor. Good stuff here at the Pocono Raceway. How about Angel Gutierrez? I think of all the drivers who are signing up right now, definitely the strongest of them all. He keeps on moving his way through the field each and every race, and even when we made it to Chicagoland, he actually made it into the Cup race. Of course, top 4 finishers will race on Saturday in the Hers Forever Good 400. Avery Alford looking to get his second win of the season, though, and he's got it right there. That's the best place to make a pass through turn number 2. And Avery Alford going to make it look easy on Trey Bartow.
Yeah, Alford had a really strong run coming off of turn 1, and then because you can't really hold the middle line very well on turn 2, he just soared right by Trey Bartow and takes an astounding lead over that number 80 car, with the 96 of Benny Moore taking over third from Skylar Taylor. Now Taylor is under fire from the 85 of Philip Torres. Some very hard-fought racing going on for these positions here. These positions matter a lot to these drivers as they need to catch Sam Oskin, who, after falling back on the outside lane, still hasn't really gained much on his fellow rivals, running in the 9th position right there.
Yeah, he's actually 9th now. He's actually fallen back from where he originally fell back to, so not at all a good run for him. Here comes Jim Vincenleff, though. Won the first race of the chase at Chicagoland. 3-time winner this season at Daytona and Coda. Looking to get possibly number 4. I don't know if he's going to get number 4 here today. As Skylar Taylor back to the inside of Benny Moore. That's for third. They fell back to that 4th position after leading the first 4 laps of the race, but now trying to work their way back through the field here. And Bartow still within striking range of Avery Alford here, so we're going to have to see. Bartow has a shot, but there's only 3 laps left here at the Pocono Raceway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania for these guys. And it's going to get interesting to see if Avery Alford can get a second career win on the channel. He won the Gateway race for this team, albeit in the 75. But Avery Alford looking to close in on his teammate of Sam and Oskin here, especially considering where Oskin is. Dale Johnson the second. They just did not get the setup right on that 75. It's surprising to see this, considering how well Oskin has run the last 2 races. But Oskin falling back, and that's going to be for 10th right there. And this championship battle's going to close right back. Get another battle here for third. Benny Moore going to try to cross back over on Skylar Taylor, unable to get it right now on that inside lane as these tires wear out. Is definitely difficult to work, especially through turn 3. We're going to have to see. Those tires are definitely coming into effect now, I feel like, and it may be Alfred's race to lose here at Pocono.
Yeah, I do believe Alford was saving a little bit of tires behind that 80 of Trey Bartow, and now Alford using up all of those tires to try to build up a gap against Trey Bartow there for second. Here comes Benny Moore for third under Skylar Taylor. A rare pass in the turn 1. You don't really see those very often, but they happen sometimes, and when they do, it's very spectacular to see, as I do believe Benny Moore will complete the pass here. No, actually, Taylor fights back on the outside, but then will complete the pass. Here comes the 07 of Jim Vincenleff, along with the 83 of Cole Raymond and the 56 of Angel Gutierrez, who's having a very strong run. Another strong run for that 56 team.
Here we go, white flag in the air at the Pocono Raceway for Avery Alford. The battle is on for the transfer positions into the Cup race, but Bartow, I just think, is a little bit too far behind to really have a chance. But Skylar Taylor is not going to give it up easy to Vincenleff and Benny Moore right here. This is a good battle, and Angel Gutierrez has kind of worked his way into this battle as well in the 56 machine. Raymond trying to work this outside lane. There's teammates there with Skylar Taylor, but right now they are both outside the top 4 to advance. But I think Avery Alford's in a good position to advance here today at the Pocono Raceway. Same with Trey Bartow. And I think Alford, pretty safe to say, only unless we have what happened in the 2021 Saturday Cup race. Don't think it's going to happen there. Avery Alford in the 74 is going to get his second win of the season. How about this one for Alford? He's going to close in on Oskin in the championship. So will a lot of other drivers as he fell all the way back to 9th. Alford wins at Pocono. Trey Bartow, Benny Moore, and Jim Vincenleff being the Hers Forever Good 400 on Saturday.
Yeah, a very, very strong run for all of those drivers, especially for Avery Alford. Just played the cards perfectly on Trey Bartow. I'm surprised one of my winners picks actually ran good and didn't like blow up or crash or anything.
Yeah,
but
we've had a bit of a commentator's curse as of late on the channel. So
yeah, the commentator's curse. The commentator's curse usually strikes, but for Trey Bartow today, I guess it didn't. I'm very glad he ran good for that number 84, as I'm a Ford fanatic. But Avery Alford ran a very, very strong race, and it ended up in a victory, and he will be able to close in on Sam Oskin, which is the main thing here. But he also gets to run in the Cup race with me and all the other drivers.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one on Saturday. Starting lineup for next week's Sprint Series race from Richmond. Alfred, of course, no surprise there with the fastest lap. Benny Moore second. He'll be on the outside pole. Trey Bartle will start third. Vincent Leff will be fourth. Cole Raymond will be fifth. Philip Torres there with the ninth fastest time will be in the sixth starting position. You got the 45 there, Skylar Taylor in seventh. 00 of Bruno Diacomo in eighth. 77 of Joe Rutkowski in ninth. And Sam Oskin, the slowest chase driver in this race. Go figure. That's fascinating right there. Very off race for those guys. They finished ninth, but still, they're going to lose some time there, some points to Skylar Taylor, and especially Avery Alford. I think Alford's going to probably move his way into the second position in points. It's going to be close between him and Taylor. And Vincent Leff also going to gain on Oskin, but Oskin is still going to be the points leader going in the Richmond with 6 races left to go here in this Wawa Sprint Series chase. And Thomas, you are in the middle of a chase battle. I'm not going to spoil what happened at New Hampshire. You'll see that tomorrow. But you won here. Pocono Raceway 3 years ago. Of course, now with the ratings in play, you've been really strong this season there with Pacific Racing. What are the chances you have at going to victory lane on Saturday in the Hers Forever Good 400?
I mean, I would hope I would have a very good chance of winning that Pocono race, but we've had some very bad races as of recent. Like I said, I don't know what happened at New Hampshire. I don't know if my luck has turned around or anything, right? Another random Pacific Racing mechanical failure. But I love to say that in this type of racing, this is one of my best tracks in any series that I race on NR2003. So I'm very excited to see what I will do during that race, but I got to make up a lot of points on Drew Webb, as he's had a very strong season. I really wish everyone didn't pick me to win the championship, because I'm not really making any friends by racing the way I've been racing this chase.
It's been an interesting chase, and I'm looking forward to you seeing tomorrow's race. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Y'all watching know what happened, and going to be interesting to see how the story continues on Saturday here from the Pocono Raceway with the Hers Forever Good 400. 40 laps of action around the Tricky Triangle, and it's going to be a fascinating little race here, because we may, and I've been saying this the past 3 races, we may get a caution-free race. Well, I say that, and we'll probably end up with a couple of big wrecks. Who knows what's going to happen, but all I know, it's going to be a great race, and we're excited for it here from Pocono. Congratulations to Avery Alford for getting it done here at the Pocono Raceway in the Wawa Sprint Series. And here are the points for the Wawa Sprint Series after 24 races. Only 6 races remain until we crown a champion here. It'll be Labor Day weekend at the Darlington Raceway. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of Thomas Troxel, congratulations to Avery Alford once again, and I will see you guys later.